Dropped my daughter off at NC State. She is in the fashion and textile program, which is one of the most exclusive. Actually, it's the only fashion and textile program in America that's left. There's one left, NC State. It's insane. They have a whole mill there. They have like freaking roving and spinning, and it's like a whole plant. It's crazy. Anyway, she's in her second year, and my son is moving to Boston. He's working for Jocko Fuel. Just started as the Northeast sales manager. So if you're interested in Jocko Fuel, look up Keegan Roberts, and he can take care of you. And I've got a bunch of his shit here because tomorrow morning we gotta head out, and I didn't shut this door enough. I gotta pull over here real quick. This door's shut. I don't get freaking whacked here. The back of the truck loaded up with all this furniture too. I think he's moving to Brighton or something. So 4 years of college, business, and now he actually gets to learn about everything they didn't teach him in school. And so my wife and I we're empty nesters. Empty nesters. I mean, not that I'm out here giving relationship advice, but Amanda and I have been together since we were 16 years old. The ups and downs, the ebbs and flows of life we've experienced together. But we've always maintained being best friends. And I hear a lot of people that get lost after they have kids, and they separate, and they find different interests, and create a lot of distance. And I think it's awesome to find different interests. I mean, gosh, I think interests is what gives you that individuality. But she's my best friend, and I'm her best friend. She's the best travel partner. She's the best to hang out with. She's the best to have conversations with. She's the best to bounce ideas off of. And I always know I'm not going to get what I want, but it's always a really clear perspective, because she thinks in black and white, and I only see, I would say, a rainbow of color and then grayscale, right? So I'm a very different thinker. My worldview, the way I look at business, the way I look at life, like even raising kids for that matter. But we were always aligned. And I think that's really important, to show a united force, and that's not just in life, right? But also in our leadership positions within the company. And there's been instances where it wasn't a united front, and we've checked ourselves very quickly. It's rare that happens. Like, if it happens once a year, I'd be surprised. So having that united front and being respectful. And it was the same thing with raising kids. If she made a decision, even if it wasn't something I 100% agreed with, I'd support that decision. It's the right move, is to support that decision, and not overrule, right? Like that's the key. And I think for our kids, who are two very successful kids, personable kids, articulate kids, way smarter than both of us put together. I mean, way smarter. They knew they couldn't really divide and conquer. Once in a while, my daughter, she she was able to divide and conquer. But most of the time, they knew if mom said it or dad said it, the other one was going to back each other up. They would call me green light and Amanda red light. Growing up, she's like, Dad's the green light, Mom's the red light. So if you first go to Dad if you want something or want to do something, he's going to have more of a conversation. And I raised my kids from a very young age. Every conversation is a negotiation. And so my daughter was negotiating when she was 9-10 years old. And I think that's really important also. And so they would come to me a lot of times if they wanted to negotiate, because Amanda was the red light. She's very, very overprotective, as moms should be. But that united front in life is so damn important, especially for folks who work with their spouse. And I'll tell you, our first business we started, I don't know if it was like right around the year 2000, I guess, 2001 maybe. And it was a media company, marketing agency. And we built brands. I did work for Quicksilver, Rossignol Group. I did work for a bunch of hunting brands, software companies, food companies, and it was like 7 people. Actually, I'm looking at the building. We used to have our studio up here, and Amanda worked for the business. She did the books. We had young kids. Keegan was little, Chloe was little. Chloe was a baby, actually. She was almost like a newborn. And we didn't really know how to parent yet. I mean, nobody just jumps into parenting and jumps into business all at the same time. So we're doing this business. It's our sole source of income, and we're parenting, and we're living in an apartment. And it's an eat what you kill mindset. Like we don't make money, we don't feed our kids if I don't go and get the work. And Amanda was responsible, like I said, for the books and some of the secretarial duties. And it wasn't what she went to school for. She went to school for wildlife ecology. She wanted to study elephants. And so she's doing something in life that she wasn't passionate about. And in that first 8 years, in our 20s, early 20s to mid 20s, I guess early 20s to almost 30 when I think about it, was so hard working together. We were so far from who we are now as a married couple, CEO and COO in this organization. There was always tension in the workplace, tension at home. We didn't know what we were doing, so we were arguing all the time. We didn't have any advisors, so we couldn't ask anybody any questions, and it was very hard. Luckily, the kids were little, so they probably don't remember, which was probably a blessing. But it was an imperfect situation, and I'm putting this out there because I know a lot of people, they'll be like, "Oh, you guys are such a power couple. You worked so well together," and it's like, we've been doing this shit for 25 freaking years together. And the first almost decade was not good. It was I wouldn't say it was a disaster, but it was not good. Hi, can I get a medium cappuccino with caramel flavoring, please?
Yeah, of course.
Apple Pay. Good. Thank you. Wow. Somehow between yesterday and today, they took away the whole bullshit of all the friction of paying for the coffee, which is good. We weren't always that way, and so there's light at the end of the tunnel for you entrepreneurs who are working with your spouse. And I think that what we've learned over 2.5 decades of working together, of building a business together, losing that business, then losing it all, right, except for our little timber frame home, we lost it all. And then we were in debt, and we had to climb out of that with nothing, without a bucket to piss in or 2 nickels to rub together. We had to climb out of that together, and in that whole thing, I mean, we had a stillborn, we had like multiple pregnancy issues. We, you deal with all of life's, deaths in the family. You deal with all of that. Everything life is going to throw at you, it throws at you. Hi.
Hi.
Thank you very much.
Have a great day.
You too. Life doesn't give a shit what's going on. When they say it rains, it pours, it certainly does. It's like once it starts, it's almost unbearable, can feel unbearable. And I think one thing I've learned is just don't get caught in the moment. It will pass. The storm will always pass. You're never going to be held in purgatory forever. And it might feel like that in business sometimes. You're trying to do something and you just can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. But there is light, even if it's just a pinhole. There is light, and in time you'll get there. And I say time heals all things. Time opens all opportunities. And so what I found in our first decade of opportunity, remember, like, I kind of break life up into 6 chunks. And it's 0 to 20, you're learning. So you're in school, you're learning, you're getting educated, and then at 20, most of the time, you're starting real life. And that's from 20 to 60 years old. And anything great in life takes a decade. Facts. It takes a decade. Anything meaningful in life, anything you're going to do in life takes 10 years. And so you have 4 decades of opportunity between 20 and 60. And whether that's jiu-jitsu, achieving your black belt, whether that's starting a business and being successful with it, or starting and exiting a business, whether that's getting married and getting to a point where you have such a rapport with your spouse, you got to get through that first 10 years. So anything great in life takes 10 years. And you have 4 decades of opportunity. And then hopefully by 60, you're enjoying the fruits of your labor. For me, the goal is to compress that down. I'm in this 30 to 40, I'm in my 3rd decade now, at 46 years old. And I didn't really find success until, 8 or 9 years ago. So it was like 15, 17 years of just beating that drum, and just moving forward, through all of the mud, And If I could turn MUD into an abbreviation, I would say of being a maniacal underdog. I always feel like the underdog. I don't care how like successful these brands have been, or how big they've grown, or the people I've built relationships with. I always feel like an underdog, and that's a mindset thing. Putting yourself as the underdog allows you to stay hungry and keep fighting. Amanda beats me into the factory every day. She's here before I am. Every single day she beats me into the factory. That's what underdogs do. They work harder, earlier, and longer. And so we found our rhythm after that decade, and then losing everything. And then we looked at each other and we said, how much worse can it get? We lost a child, we lost the business, we lost all of our personal assets. How much worse can it get? And we decided that as long as we have each other, it doesn't freaking matter. We'll live in a damn teepee. It doesn't matter. As long as our children are healthy, and we have each other, and we have our family, a nuclear family, nothing else freaking matters. It can all go away. And that's burned into both of us. And it's burned there forever. And so nothing else matters. And because of that, there's a fearlessness in our approach. Having already gone through it once, and I'm so thankful, thank God we went through that early on in our 20s, because it allowed us to ramp fast and take big risks that would scare most people, because you've built context and your worldview has changed. And so I look at us now and I'm like, yeah, I guess we are kind of a power couple, but that's just because we know each other so well. We've been together so long, and nothing can replace that journey and those experiences. And so I'm a fan of doing something with your spouse. I would challenge you to understand each other's gifts and be careful about jumping into each other's lanes, yet use each other for advisement. At the same time, find people way smarter than both of you who can help guide you. That's it. That would be a huge call out. And there's light at the end of the tunnel. There always is. You will not be in purgatory forever.